Hey guys, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com, here with videos every week on psychic development and spiritual and personal growth. And this week's topic is something that is so interesting because it's something we do really work with in the psychic space, especially when it comes to predicting things, more specifically, negative things. But before I start to talk about all this, if you love this and you're new here, come on over and subscribe. It'd be so fun to have you be a part of all of this. And now, here's the thing. Bad things happen. And when you go into a reading space, sometimes and oftentimes, you want to know about the future. Sometimes those negative future outcomes will come up. Oftentimes they won't. I think a lot of it depends on the person, because it's like, I don't want to give anyone bad news. So what I'll do as a reader is see that perhaps this potential thing could happen. Here's what you can do to get through it and or to avoid it, not have it happen at all. I should let you guys know my cat is sitting here on my lap. It's the only way I could keep him quiet, because he's 20 and he's so loud. He'll scream even behind two doors. You know, if I try to put him in the living room with all his creature comforts, he won't have it. So he's right here. Anyway, I know that there are some readers that will give you bad news. In fact, ages ago, I'll never forget it. A client came so upset because someone had told her she was never going to find true love and never get married. I would never tell anyone that. I usually have a built-in block to seeing something that negative, because what good is it going to do? You know, it's like, why would you tell someone that? So I was thinking about all of this. I have notes here, so if you see me I'm reading what's on my laptop, it's like, okay, first off, would you want to know or not if something really bad is going to happen? And if it is there, can the reader see it? Are we even allowed to know? That's what I was talking about. I won't see things like that. I just, it's just so dark. And then, like I just said, if a reading is about empowerment, then this would all be delivered from a positive perspective, like what you can do to avoid the situation or make the situation better or less dire. Now, here's the thing. We are told in our Western society that we are powerful and we can manifest whatever we want. We can have it all, have everything in this life, if we just practice the secrets of manifesting. But that's so hedonistic to me, because it's acting as if there isn't a fate and there isn't a free will. Now, I've been reading mythology lately, and I love it. It's like a part of who I am. I was reading myths when I was in grade school for fun, because they're so interesting. And I reread the story of Oedipus. Now, Oedipus' father was told that he would have a son who would end up killing him. This was a prediction, a dire prediction. Your son is gonna kill you. So what does he do? He sent him away to a huntsman and said, or not a huntsman, like a cattle herder person, and said, get rid of him, kill him. That guy, just like Snow White and the Huntsman, that's where I got confused, couldn't kill the baby, didn't kill him. So he grew up. And one day the father was in the road in his carriage and Oedipus was in the road in his carriage, and they got in a fight. Neither who knew who the other was, and Oedipus killed him. So there's a perfect example of knowing your fate and destiny, doing what you think you can do to avoid it, and it's still coming to get you. In the end, it's going to get you. We don't like to talk about these things, but they're very important to talk about. I mean, this is real life. So in thinking about this, it was like, well, what are the pros and what are the cons? And I wrote it out here. I think the positives of knowing if something awful is going to happen is you have the opportunity to live life to the fullest while it's good. You have an opportunity to work on your mindset. You can operate from a different perspective than most because of this foresight. And you can practice and prepare. Those are the positives that I was thinking about. Now, the negatives, of which there are many, are human consciousness can't really handle horrific things. Like, there are people that can't handle it. There's some people that can and some that can't. But most of us, I'd say, can't handle this. And it can really do a number on you psychologically. You could go into like trauma response, be living under this enormous stress, knowing this shitty, horrible thing is going to happen. That's what it can do to you. And the other negative is no matter what you do, it's going to happen. So you can't manifest your way out of it. It's discouraging to even try. So it's like you might just say, well, screw life, screw all of this. Like, what's the point? This horrible thing's going to happen no matter what kind of good person I am, no matter how hard I try. This is my awful fate. What's the point? Another negative thing is it's always there hanging over your head, you know? And then, you know, it's that whole thing too, like with Oedipus, even if you do whatever you think you need to do to avoid it, it's still going to get you. And by that too, I mean, even if, that was interesting in that case, but what I've seen in real life is if something doesn't happen by the means in which you would assume it would happen to you, it will happen to you in another way that you didn't expect. It's going to bubble up somewhere else, and you'll still have to go through the core emotions and experiences. And then the other negative thing is, like, it might make life seem futile. Like, what's the point of even living? So again, this is a psychological thing. So when I was thinking about this, it's funny because for me, straight up, it's 50-50 pros and cons. I got 4 positives and 4 negatives about knowing a dire future prediction thing, you know? If you guys can think of more, please put them in the comments, because like, and would you like to know? Put that in the comments. Like, do you want to know if something bad's going to happen that's inevitable? Would you rather not and just face it when it comes? I think the greatest positive of knowing is it is quite a wonderful opportunity to really work on yourself while you're still here, like while you have the resources to do that before the bad thing happens. You know, that's the most positive. I don't know, guys. That's a tough one, but with our ability to manifest and with our ability to work with our mindset, we can kind of try to make things more bearable. You know what I mean? It's a tough one, you know, but bottom line, I feel like it's 50-50. What do you think? You know, if you want to learn more about the psychic stuff and learn how to get in that space where you can kind of get a sense of the future and do readings and all that, that's what I'm here for. It's all at krishanti.com. I've got resources galore, meditations, online courses. I'm here to share this knowledge, and it's over there at krishanti.com. So check it out. And thank you for being here, and thank you for your comments. I love reading them, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.